impeachment manager at Trump's second trial in the U.S. Senate. You oversaw Trump's second impeachment for inciting the insurrection on the Capitol. If you would, Congressman, draw a line for me, that trial, his first impeachment for collusion with Russia, and where we find ourselves today.
Well, that case and what we allege looks better and better every day. We allege, and you can remember in the first trial, Adam Schiff said in that harrowing tone, he will not learn from this. He will do this again. And this is conduct that he did after he left the presidency. So, Alicia, I want to tell you about the man and the materials so your viewers understand why this is so important. The man is somebody, to your point, in the past used $350 million of taxpayer money to leverage U.S. aid, military aid, to Ukraine in exchange for dirt on his political opponent. So you got to believe a guy like that who has priors with classified, stolen secrets, nuclear secrets, war planning secrets in his possession would also leverage that for his own benefit. And the materials, these are top secret, sensitive materials that protect our troops, that likely relate to secrets that spies recruited by the United States stole on our behalf to protect the United States and could put their lives at risk. So the man, the materials, all very important. This is unlike anything he's been alleged and brought to justice before in the past.
I misspoke saying Russia there, so thank you, Congressman, for so kindly correcting that. I want to read to you from the indictment. Quote, the classified documents Trump stored in his boxes include information regarding defense weapons capabilities of both the United States and foreign countries, United States nuclear programs, potential vulnerabilities of the United States and its allies to military attack, and plans for possible retaliation in response to a foreign attack. I mean, it seems to me, listening to Jack Smith and having read this indictment, that the emphasis here is on America's national security. So talk to me, based on that section of the indictment, about the impact this could have on intelligence operations here in the U.S. and also our relations abroad.
This is going to be costly for the measurable and the immeasurable. The measurable, of course, is any planning or systems we had in place that related to those documents that may have been compromised, that they may have to retool, repurpose, or replace. And of course, the immeasurable, any sources that the United States may have recruited that could have been, had their identities or information about themselves in those documents, he could have put them at risk. Mar-a-Lago was essentially a college library reading room where people who were in Donald Trump's presence when he had the documents in his presence felt very comfortable just sharing this with people. And who knows, who else these documents were shared with, where they don't have enough evidence to prove it beyond a reasonable doubt in a court of law, but they do believe that it may have compromised national security information.
Given the seriousness of what is being alleged here, here's what Trump's former attorney, Michael Cohen, said earlier today. Take a listen.
He should, in my opinion, should be treated no different than anyone else. In fact, if he was treated the same as everyone else, this case would have been launched a long time ago. He would have already been indicted, a long time ago, 18 months ago, and he would have already been convicted a long time ago. Unfortunately, he's not the same as everyone, as a former president of the United States.
Congressman, as a former prosecutor, in what other ways might this case proceed differently than if Trump was not a former president?
Well, so far it's clear that this prosecution team is playing on his side of the field. They're not giving him any favors. They're not treating him any differently or better or worse. And that's in contrast to past prosecutors, I believe. However, Donald Trump is still afforded equal protection under the Constitution and due process under the law by the judicial system. For his own party, it blows my mind that Kevin McCarthy, who has this dirty deal with Trump, where Trump delivered the votes to make McCarthy speaker, is still, even with what's alleged in the indictment, willing to go all in on the criming for Trump. That's going to be to their peril. I think most Americans are, anti-possessing classified information and showing it to your friends to put our troops at risk. And so that's why I think, as Democrats, we need to remind the voters of that when we go to the polls.
Well, Congressman, stay on that point, because you have House Speaker McCarthy, got Senator Tim Scott, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. I mean, there are lots of prominent Republicans who in addition to trying to defend Donald Trump, have criticized the Justice Department for indicting him, a potentially impossible to answer question, which is, what is it going to take for them to stop?
Yeah. Again, I don't understand the criticism from Republicans against the DOJ. I just don't understand, like, what did they want the DOJ to do? To allow Donald Trump to have this open reading room at Mar-a-Lago where anyone could come in and learn secrets about our nuclear weapons, our readiness for war, and the spies that we've recruited on behalf of the United States? I mean, it's insane, and it just shows they're all in for Trump. They're not learning lessons from the past elections, and they're going to have to learn the hard way. And America's going to have to either choose this next election competency in governing, which Democrats have shown, or absolute chaos and compromise to our national security.
Congressman Eric Swalwell, as always, thank you so much for taking the time to be with us.
My pleasure.
And tonight,